Okay, guys, we are recording now. Let me share my screen. Did you eat? Did you regain your strength? Or not?
Yes.
Good. It was very cold in the morning, Letty. Now it's not that cold, huh?
It's always cold here.
In
But the thing is, here in my room, the sunlight is just around 5 p.m. maybe.
okay.
That's why it's cold.
Because in the morning, I checked the weather and we were at 9 degrees. So it was cold. Right now, we are at 17. The highest is going to be 18, and then we go down again until we reach 9 again. Crazy.
Yeah.
Lucky Bere, who is in Mexico City, and it's close, but not that cold.
Yes, miss, I'm not that cold. But today I'm cold. I don't know why.
Really?
Yeah,
I think you guys have perfect weather.
we do.
All
We're
right.
also about a person. I'm a cold girl.
Maybe, I don't know if you have low blood pressure.
No, I don't.
No?
No.
Okay. Because when people have low blood pressure, they're usually, I mean, their body temperature is usually colder,
Maybe.
lower. That's my case. And then I moved here. So imagine
Poor
my
of you,
feet
miss.
in my hands. Yeah, I
You're
know.
suffering a lot.
Need to move to Acapulco like Daniel.
Yes.
All right. While your partners arrive, let's continue. But before, in this part, I cannot give you a pre-teach because the second part, remember, it's you have to think of the word. Okay, so I cannot give you a pre-teach. This one, I think you did better. And for the part 3, yes, we will practice on word formation, the nouns, how you form. This is what Bere wanted at the beginning. This is the list I want to check for word formation. And there is a, at the back of a Cambridge book, says word building for CAE, and it has this. It's 15 pages. So I'm going to send that to you. I think it's enough vocabulary. Okay, so it's a lot. And if you check the words, they are formal. This is what you need for the C1, okay? So let's start with this while your partners arrive. It says, read the text. Think of the word which best fits each gap. Write the correct word in the gaps 9 to 16. So please write 9 to 16. Try not to take too long, okay? Observe if there's a preposition, if it might be a collocation, like Kareli said in the previous exercise, all of that, all right? Daniel, welcome. We are going to do this second activity, again, taken from a real exam. But in the part 2, I cannot give you a pre-teach vocabulary because this is the part in which you have to think of the word, okay? So let's do this. And raise your Zoom hands when you're done.
Can I make a screenshot of the words we have to use? I have to think of the word.
Yes, in this case, you have
okay.
to think of the word. Remember the exam was like this?
Yeah, sure. No rush.
All right.
no sé si...
Okay, guys, are we done? According to this, I'm still missing some people. Is everybody done? Armando, Constanza, are you guys done too? Yes. All right. Areli, welcome. We just finished this activity. Okay.
I'm going to do it later. Sorry.
Yes. Yes, yes. So don't worry. You can take a picture, do it later, and I need to check the answers with you guys, okay? If you don't want to check the answers, Areli, you can mute us if you want. Okay. Just very quick. Okay, guys. Number 9. The answer is such. Yes. Okay. Number 10, from. Number 11, like. Like so many other simple inventions. 12, but.
Can you repeat, Miss? I didn't hear the 11th.
Yes, the 11, it's like.
Can I write I like?
Alike.
Uh-huh.
But if you write alike, the meaning would be, I like so many other. Okay, the meaning is similar. It's an adverb, but here you have a phrase, and the phrase is usually like so many others, not alike so many others. Because you have that complete expression, you need to use like. The meaning is similar, but normally when you're in between the choice of Daniel, for example, like and alike, meaning is the same. The opposite meaning would be unlike. So alike means por igual, similar, igual, parecido. So it's the same. It is exactly the same. But think, have I ever heard this expression? I have heard a million times, like so many other, but never.
Oh, okay.
So that's how you can make it. Okay.
So it is not completely wrong, but it's not the correct that fits perfectly with this sentence.
Yes. In any other context, you could use them interchangeably, but here you have a fixed expression. That's why.
Okay.
Okay.
What about
Could it be besides? I'm sorry.
Besides, so many other simple inventions. The post-it note. Not exactly besides, because of the meaning. Besides would mean además. And here the meaning is the one Daniel mentioned. Como otras, okay, o parecido a otras, similar a otras, igual a otras.
Okay.
Besides
Teacher,
has a contrast there.
so besides always have a contrast.
A little bit. Besides, like, well, no, not a contrast. It has an addition.
Okay.
Además. So you're adding more. But here you want to say, you want to talk about similarity.
Okay.
What about us?
As so many other simple inventions, yes, as would work. I'm giving you like because it's the Cambridge answer,
Yeah.
but as would work. Yes, as works. It's just sometimes there are more words and they cannot put all of those, right? As works, okay? Alma, you're raising your hand. Do you have a question? No? Mildred, question? No? Okay, let's continue then.
Teacher,
with-
can you put me just in a minute the answers so I can take a picture of the answers and I'm going to work with the exercise? Well, not the answers, the options.
Yes, just remember,
There
in
are
this
no
part,
options.
we don't have options.
We have to, sorry, I think
This is the second part of the exam. In the second part of the exam,
to complete it by myself.
Exactly.
Okay.
That's why-
Miss,
That's why I said as works, because you have no options. Daniel, yes?
what did you say was the answer of the 10th?
10, from.
What if I wrote and becoming an essential piece of stationary worldwide, I'm sorry.
And, you know, and
Yeah, the
if you,
E.
yes, if you use that, you're changing the meaning.
In such a clever
And-
way that
and
it can
it's
be
also-
removed, leaving no damage and becoming, okay.
A clearer way that it can be removed, leaving no damage. Here, the meaning is leaving no damage due to what or from what, okay? So leaving no damage from becoming, but if you say and, again, and means addition. It's like you're adding items to what you're saying.
So Miss, damage is always from, damage from.
Damage from.
Because of the
No,
middle
because
line.
it is a part.
It seems like something that must be together always.
Damage from. In this case, it should be damage from, but you can use other words up after damage. For example, the damage caused by, but you also this one, caused by implies the damage caused due to a reason, also from. Okay. I'm not saying only from in this one, because it's talking about, how can I say it? It says a clever way that it can be removed, leaving no damage from becoming an essential piece of stationery worldwide. Okay, so here it says when you remove, the Post-it doesn't leave any damage in your paper. And it is still an essential piece of blah, blah, stationery worldwide. So here, the only option would be damage. I cannot think of, of another word. But Bere, I want to clarify, you can use other words apart from damage. Not always from, okay? What's next, 12? No, 12, I already mentioned it's but, right? 13, enough. Now, strong enough, it's a collocation. You cannot say strong sufficient, even though sufficient has exactly the same meaning. The collocation is strong enough, always. Even Cher has a song called Strong Enough, right? Okay, 14, without. Without. 15, you have two options in 15. You can use for or over. For 5 years or over 5 years. The meaning literally would be por 5 años, él trató de convencer, o por más de 5 años, if you use over, él trató de convencer. That's the only small difference. Okay. 16, could. Not can, because you're talking about the past. Over or for, try, to convince. Okay. Any questions?
Can you repeat number 15, please?
For or over? For or over?
Thank you, because I was muted.
Okay. All right. 16, could. Do we agree? Okay. How did you do? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. How many out of 8?
6th.
6, Daniel.
Yeah.
Okay, not bad. Mildred.
What was the answer on number 16?
Could.
Oh, but 5.
5. Okay, okay, okay. Bere.
4.
4. Armando.
5.
5. Alma.
5.
5. Adelino. Armando, you told me already 5. Daniel. Letty.
5.
Bere. Bere, you also told me before.
Yeah, Miss.
Okay. Now, this part, I think it's a little bit harder for you than when you're given options. So the reason why we're doing this is so that I know what activities to give you or do these activities. There are very similar activities on the Cambridge LMS. Okay. And I'll try to send you options like this. It's normal. Even when you give your students tests, when you give them the options, they get better marks, right? The good thing it's only 8 on which you don't have options, but we need to work on this so that you at least get 6 or 7 correct. That's the goal. Okay, so let's raise that. Now, for the number 3, okay, the number 3 is word formation. Let me show you what I mean. So you probably remember the exam. This is the part 3, okay? You have the words given on the right, and you don't have to use exactly that word. This is the base word or the root.
Root word. Okay.
It's stem, okay? It's the stem, and you have to modify that word, but use that, okay? Not another completely different word. On the same line, for example, aware goes on 17, appear on 18, perceive on 19. That's a given. Take advantage of that. That's a given. Just check the grammar around it so you know what you need, okay? But let's learn a little bit about this, okay? So in the part 3, it's word formation. There is emphasis again on vocabulary. It consists of a text containing 8 gaps plus 1 gap as an example. At the end of some of the lines and separated from the text, there is a stem word in capital letters. I don't want to say root because when we say root, we get into Greek terminology and Latin. So there's a difference between root and stem, okay? So these are stem words. Candidates need to form an appropriate word from given stem words to fill each gap. The focus of this task is primarily lexical, though an understanding of structure is also required. If you understand the structure, you know if you're missing an adjective, an adverb, etc. It tests the candidate's knowledge of how prefixes, suffixes, internal changes, and compounds are used in forming words, internal changes in the world, okay? candidates may be required to demonstrate understanding of the text beyond sentence level, okay? Let's see an example of this. This is what we can do. We have the roots or the stems: cover, correct, employ, stand, act. The easy part is prefixes and suffixes because you know them. But believe me, you don't know them all. There are so many. Okay, so my suggestion, there are lists of prefixes and suffixes that explain, for example, suffix less always means without, and examples. Suffix ness always used to form nouns, and examples. So ness is a suffix to form nouns. For example, happy, happiness, sad, sadness. What else could we say? Grateful, gratefulness. So from happy, feliz, you create felicidad. Okay, that is the function of ness. It's convenient.
Unhappiness.
Unhappiness, yes. It is convenient. You memorize at least the top 50 suffixes and the top 50 prefixes. You don't need to memorize the words, just the meaning. So you know, oh, ness is for nouns. So I'm going to say correctness. Okay, or cobertura. How do you say cobertura in English?
Coverage? No.
It
Scope.
might be, okay. Coverage would be when you have, let's say, a guarantee. Okay, when you have a guarantee. Very good.
There is a word for that, isn't it? Scoop. Scope. Scope. S-C-O-P-E.
Alcance. Scope, no?
Scope means
Yeah.
alcance. Okay. It would be depending on your context. You could also say coverness. Okay. You could say correctness. You could say Agnes. No, in some doesn't exist. Okay. So this picture gives you an idea. You have a word, cover. What other words can you form? Discover. Coverable. What's coverable?
Cubrible? No.
Yes.
Yes.
We can say that is not coverable in your insurance. The insurance doesn't cover that. Okay, like the other day, it hailed a lot in Toluca and the cars were damaged. Remember, the cars got damaged because of that. So you call your insurance, you call Qualitas and they say, oh, sorry, that is not coverable in your policy. Okay, it's not cubrible. Okay, you can have uncover. So the idea is open up your mind and think of how many words you can find and what is the word that fits the sentence. Correct, incorrect.
Miss,
Yes.
employness exists? Employness?
Employness. I haven't heard that.
Employment?
Employment, yeah, employment, oh, of course, but employness, because ness is kind of a suffix, but employness, I don't know.
It doesn't work with all the words. Not
Oh,
with all.
okay, okay.
Because when there's a word for that, then we don't use the suffix. The suffix and the prefix is to build words. But when there's a word for that, no. For example, you could say emptiness, but not employness. Okay.
But I'm in this exercise, I feel quite with a lot of doubts because I think that I'm going to invent some words.
Don't worry.
For example, you say coverness, and I thought that it was not possible.
It's very weird used in law, but it's used. But look, before you were in the class, I mentioned I'm going to send you guys this list. It's on the back of one of the Cambridge books, preparation CAEs I have.
Okay.
And it says the name is CAE Word Building List. It's 15 pages like this. So with this, you will have pretty much a lot of words. And see, you have verb break, noun breakable, cover, coverage, package. Okay, so then you have noun, adjective. You have the possibility. here.
Can we make an activity with this in next class? Maybe, I don't know, maybe you give us a root word and then we have a list,
Okay,
no?
okay, I'll design
So
something
we
later.
can give ideas, or I don't know. So, yes.
All right, that works. Okay, so this is an idea just with prefixes and suffixes, but what else happens? A word doesn't only have prefixes and suffixes, okay, not only, but think of this word. This, we are forming 8 words,
Yes,
only with
just that.
prefixes and suffixes, only.
Yes.
With the word happy. We have happy, happiness, unhappiness, happy, unhappy, happy, unhappier, unhappiest, happy, happiest, happier, happy, happily, and Albert. Okay, so all these 8 come from happy just with prefixes and suffixes. Okay, but a word doesn't only have prefixes and suffixes. A word, sometimes you have these situations. You have a verb, a noun, an adjective, and an adverb. So this list I'm sharing here with you. I also want you to study this list, okay? This is important. Check: act, action, active, actively. All right, there are bigger lists. This is just because I didn't want very small letters on the PowerPoint, but I can send you a bigger list, okay? So let's read them. Letty, help me read verb, noun, adjective, adverb.
Actor could be in the first line as a noun.
Yes, it's also a noun. Check, imagine, we can make more.
Oh my God.
All right, Letty, help us.
Since act.
Since care.
Okay. Care, careful, carefully. Continue. Clear, clarity, clearly. Consider, consideration, considerable, considerably. Create, creation, creative, creatively. Decide, decision, decisive, decisively.
Decisively.
Differ, different, difference, different, differently. Distract, distraction, distracted, distractedly. Hate, hatred, hateful, hatefully. Impress, impression, impressive, impressively. Justify, justification, justifiable,
Justifiable.
justifiable, and justifiably. Madden, I don't know. Yeah.
Yes.
Madness, madly. Protect, protections, protected, protectively. Kitchen,
Quicken.
yeah. Quicken. Quickness, quickly. Reliability, reliable, reliably. Sadness,
Reliably.
reliably. Yeah. Sadness, sadly. Secure, security, secured, securely. Speedy, speedily. Strength, strongly. Success, successfully.
Thank you, Letty. Now this chart makes me raise awareness in vocabulary with you guys, okay? How many times have you heard people saying, it makes me sad, or this situation makes me sad, when you could say, it saddens me, because the verb is sadden. Sadden means to make somebody sad. But since we don't know the word, we try to find a plan B and we say, it makes me sad. It makes me sad, it's correct, grammatically speaking, but it makes me think your English level is basic because you're saying it makes me sad. But if you say it saddens me, it's, oh, okay, you have broadened vocabulary, okay? The same happens with madden. It makes me angry, it makes me upset, it maddens me, okay? So check how important it is. We sometimes know words like quickly, but hardly ever use quickness or quicken, okay? So it's very important to enhance vocabulary. So if that's okay with you, because I don't know you. I don't want to bombard you with lists of things if you don't have enough time, but if that's okay with you, I can send you a bigger list like this with more.
Miss.
Yes?
Yeah.
Okay. Then I'll send you this, okay?
And
Here,
Miss, I'm sorry. So I can say that, for example, in the case of verbs, if I want to make them in past, they are regular ones.
with which verb, sir?
The one that you show us, for example, in this case, Maren, it could be the past marinate,
Yes. Saddened too.
talented. Okay, thank you.
Okay, welcome. And then this is the one I'm also going to share with you. Forgive me, they are 15 pages, but I think it's super important. And at least I want to read this with you so that, you know, sometimes we don't know how to write the word, but we remember the word because we heard it. That is the effect, at least I want to create, okay? So we're going to practice first nouns. Nouns that you make, remember I said with ness, you make nouns, but it's not the only suffix to make nouns, there are more, okay? The suffix age is also to make nouns, okay? So let's learn how to make some nouns with age, okay? Mildred, please read verb and noun with age, please. And the adjective, because it's only one here.
Okay. Verb, break, cover, pack, pose,
Oh,
store.
can you read one and one? Break, breakable,
Okay.
breakable.
Break,
Breakage.
break, yes. Break, breakage, cover, coverage, pack, package, post, postage, store, storage, wreck, wreckage, and adjective, short, shortage.
Very good. Okay, are you familiar with these nouns? Yes. If not, try to add them to your vocabulary, all right? We cannot practice every word, but
What is breakage?
wreck, what is wreck? Do you know what is wreck?
Like demoler, destroyed something like
I was
Right.
thinking about the song.
wrecking ball. Bola de
Wrecking
demolición.
Oh, yes.
Wreck.
Good. Wreck is that, okay, to demolish, to break something. Wreckage means restos, ruinas, escombros. Okay, for example, they were fixing the street, but the workers left all the wreckage on the street. Or after so many years, people still look for the Titanic wreckage. Ruinas, in this case.
Ruina.
Okay. Restos, ruinas, escombros.
Okay,
Right?
Yes, thank you, teacher.
Okay. Now let's read how do we make more, how we're going from verb to noun now with the ending al, okay? So to make nouns, nes, age, al, ans, and many more we will see, okay? We're going to go verb to noun first and then verb, adjective to noun, okay? All right, Daniel, please read the ones with al, verb, and then noun in order.
Okay. Approve, approval. Arrive, arrival. Bury, burial. Deny, denial. Dismiss, dismissal. Propose, proposal. Rehearse. How can I pronounce that?
Rehearse.
Rehearse, rehearsal. Remove, removal. Renew, renewal. Survive, survival.
And revive.
Revive, revival. I'm sorry, I missed one.
Don't worry. Okay. So again, the ones on the left are verbs transformed to nouns with al. Okay. This probably answers Daniel's question. Can I make all of the nouns with ness? No. Some you make with ness, some with al, some with h. Okay. All right. Do you know the words? What is burial? If the verb is bury, what's burial?
Incendiado. No.
What's the verb? What's the meaning of the verb?
Enterrar.
Enterrar. So what is burial? I went to a burial yesterday.
Entierro.
Entierro.
Entierro, sepelio. No, the other. There's another word. I don't want to confuse you with that. What's the word in Spanish? I don't know. What's the word in Spanish when burial is when the person goes down to the ground, but there's one before we call the wake, where you go to the funeral place and you spend all night awake.
Velorio.
Ah,
Velorio.
that one is different. That is called wake. You can say, I went to a wake last night. That is velorio, different from burial. Okay.
So burial is when the person is on the ground.
At the cemetery gates, and you actually do the action. The
But-
wake, when you stay with the family, spend the night, showing your respects and condolences.
It's not the same as funeral. Yes.
Funeral is the name of the service. Let's say burial would be like the action.
Because I remember when a long time ago, I remember a teacher, she was English maybe. She taught us a song that is, whenever you see a funeral, go back, so you realizing you're going to die. I don't remember, it was like a spooky song. And it was whenever you see a funeral. That's why I thought that it was a place, or the when people get gathered to make the
I think funeral is a full ceremony, and if you want, I think in Spanish there's also small difference between funeral and velorio. Probably funeral is the ceremony, and velorio refers to the action of being there. I believe so. At least in English, that is the difference. Maybe in Spanish is the same.
Okay, thank you.
Yes. Any problem with the other words? No? Okay, let's learn another suffix to make nouns. So far, nes, h, al, now ans, okay? Areli, please read these ones. Verb and noun, please.
Verb and noun. Sorry, can you tell me where which line?
Where it says ans, verb, annoy, annoyance.
Okay, thank you, sorry.
Yes.
Annoy, annoyance. Disappear, disappearance. Attend, attendance. Disturb, disturbance. Endure, endurance. Enter, entrance. Ignore, ignorance. Ignorance, no?
Ignorance.
Inherit, inheritance. Perform, performance. Rely, reliance. Resemble, resemblance. Resist, resistance. Signify, significance. Tolerate, intolerance.
Very good. Okay. Any question here with any of the words?
In all of there is a rule to change the Y for I.
The Y for
because-
I, like in rely, reliance?
And signifies insignificance. Yes.
Usually,
Only because it's the consonant.
yes. Remember the rule for plurals? Pretty much the same.
Yes. Okay.
No questions with the words? Okay. Okay. So I understand it is impossible to go around making all of the nouns with ans or with nes or with al. This is why the more you know by heart, the more you will succeed on the exam. Okay, this is why I'm showing you this, okay? Now, something different. Areli read verb to noun with ans. Ans, it's also used to make adjectives into nouns, not just verbs. Armando, can you read the adjective to noun, please?
Arrogant, yes. Arrogant, arrogance. Distant, distance. Important, importance. Relevant, relevance. Reluctant, reluctance,
Mhm. When you have a negative one, you have it between parentheses. Important or unimportant, importance or unimportance, relevant or irrelevant, relevance or irrelevance, okay? All right, now, ands, okay, and different ending, not ands, ands, verb to noun, okay? Alma, please.
Yes. Ay. Confide, confidence, dependence. Wait, I cannot read. Differ, difference, exist, existence, insist, insistence, obey, obedience, occur, occurrence, offend, offense, persist, persistence, I'm sorry, I cannot read that word.
Which one?
The last one, read.
Record.
Record and
Recurrence.
recurrence. Okay.
All right, now, here, do you have any question with this vocabulary?
The last one.
Okay, what is recur when something happens again and again and again? Is recurrent? There's a recurrence. The adjective would be recurrent, recurrente, and the noun recurrence. Oh, what's the Spanish for recurrence? Recurrencia, maybe?
Recurrente.
Recurrent.
Cuando algo es recurrente. Es
Isn't that the adjective? That's the adjective.
Recurrencia.
Recurrent is the adjective.
Ajá.
We need the substantivo.
Recurrencia.
Recurrencia, right? Let me check. Recurrence. Recurrencia, yes. All right. Any other question? Okay, if not, let's continue now. The same ends, but no verb to noun, this time adjective to noun. Okay, Constanza, can you please read them one and one? If your microphone is working, if not, let me know.
Can you hear me?
Yes. Yes, yes, I can hear
Okay. Absent, absence, competent or incompetent, incompetence or competence, convenient, inconvenient, convince or inconvenience. Is that correct? Okay.
Yep.
Evidence, innocent, innocence, intelligent, intelligence, patient, impatient, patience, impatience, present, presence, violent, violence.
Exactly. Okay. What about these words? Again, the negatives are between parentheses. Competent, competence, incompetent, incompetence, convenient, convenience, inconvenient, inconvenience. Okay. Questions with these words? No. I think you have good vocabulary because maybe you're looking at these words and you say, I know them. I know the words. You know what the problem is? We don't use them. You have them here, but when you have to write, we don't use them. Why? The answer is simple. We don't read enough in English and we don't write enough in English. And we're teachers. It's not our fault, but we usually get stuck in one level because that is the level we teach. We're never challenged. We are never challenged to go back. So my suggestion, I'm a teacher too. I teach lower levels, but I love to find courses like this, TKTs. I'm also giving a phonology course, which I love to improve pronunciation. And I love to, apart from my normal conversational English, or let's say English for speaking purposes, traditional classes, to teach teachers, because that is going to challenge me. And that is going to keep my vocabulary up. If you give a C1 class, a C2 class, you change even the way you speak, right? So suggestion, if you can find a way if you teach elementary, to go ahead and teach university students from a private institution. If not, you're going to end up teaching to be at university. Do challenge yourself, okay? Now, if you don't have questions, let's continue with another way to make nouns from adjectives. This is the ending C, C-Y, C, okay? All right, let's see. Ismael, are you with us? Could you read them? From adjective to noun?
I can see.
You can see? Okay, if you can't see, let's say, Mildred, can you help us again, please?
Yes, the last one.
Mhm.
Okay, we have inaccurate, inaccuracy, inadequate, inadequacy, indecent, indecency, inefficient, inefficiency, infrequent, infrequency, immediate, immediately, immediacy, infant, infancy, intimate, intimacy, illiterate, illiteracy, pregnant, pregnancy, private, privacy, redundant, redundancy, secret, secrecy, urgent, urgency, and vacant, vacancy.
Vacant. Excellent. Questions with these words. The first 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 have a negative, and then also literate and literacy. Any question with these words?
No, teacher.
No? Guys, anyone else?
No, teacher.
What's the meaning of literacy? Literacy.
Literacy is the ability of someone to read and write.
Mhm. That's the description of the adjective. That is literate. He's a literate person. Alfabetizado. Literate. Literate means alfabetizado. Literacy means alfabetización, right? Because it's the noun. Okay.
The pronunciation of illiteracy, it's like that.
Literacy. Just say it fast.
When you say that it's not literacy.
The negative. Illiteracy.
Illiteracy.
Illiteracy. Okay. All right. How do you say in Spanish? Redundancia.
In Spanish, redundancia.
Redundancia o redundante.
In English, how do you say redundancia?
Redundancy.
Yes, okay, you have it there. Perfect. Okay.
Redundancy.
No questions? All right. Now, expect this list, okay? It's like 13, 15 pages. I don't remember for sure. But I want you, because if we do it on a session, it's too much of the time consuming. So I want you to please go ahead and do it. If you have a question, we can discuss them next session. All right? Okay. Now, we're going to check these words, okay? Aware, appear, perceive, decide, participate, relevant, confidence, conclude, because these are the ones from the activity, the last activity of today. So you have literally, you have 5 minutes to make a list of as many words you can think of with aware, awareness, unaware, etc., with all of them, okay? Make a list, please, on your notebooks. 5 minutes. Let me use my stopwatch. I'll tell you when the time.
With aware, and then we change.
With aware,
all of them.
with appear, with
okay, thank you.
Okay, we're about to finish. 40 seconds. Okay, time is up. All right. Quickly, tell me words you made up with aware.
Awareness, unaware,
Wearing.
Awareing.
Unawareness.
Unawareness exists.
That's what I think. I don't know. I'm not sure.
Awareness.
On awareness.
Teacher, if our classmates have more options, can we add them to our list?
Yes, you can add them to your list.
Or you want us to count them?
No, you can add them to the list.
Okay.
so
Okay.
unawareness is correct.
Awareing. What is awareing? Isn't awareing a noun? As an adjective, I'm sorry.
What word?
Awareing.
Awareing or awareness?
Awareing.
Awareing.
Is that a noun? Is that an adjective? I'm sorry.
I'm aware. No, that one, no.
Awareing is the
Awareness
of aware.
The what, Daniel? Sorry, I couldn't hear you.
Gerund or gerund. I don't know how to pronounce it.
The gerund?
Of aware.
Okay, awareing, awareing. Okay, hold on. Correct. Let me double check for that one. It's not a noun.
I use it as a verb, as a gerund, but I don't know if I invent the word.
Hold on.
Google says awareing is a noun because the translation is preocupado.
Awareing?
But it could be being aware, no? Being aware instead of aware.
Yeah.
No?
Being aware, yes, because awareing, I've never heard that. I'm double checking. Google doesn't even have awaiting. No, hold on. Aware, let me check in the dictionary.
Yeah, please.
Wearing.
Actually, I wrote that.
Oh, okay,
because...
Okay. Awareing exists, but as Arely said, as the ing as a verb, because the noun would be awareness.
Okay. And the adjective aware.
Aware. Aware.
Then awareing
aware.
is not a suffix. It's not a compound word.
No.
We shouldn't write in the list that word.
Also, suffix is not the same as a compound word.
Oh, okay.
You can make a compound word with aware if you write self-aware, self-aware.
Self-aware. Oh, okay.
Okay. All right. Okay, what about, let's check two more. Okay, two more and we got to the activity to have enough time. Relevant.
Irrelevant.
Irrelevant.
Irrelevance.
Relevance.
Irrelevance. Okay.
Irrelevancy. Could it be?
Irrelevancy.
Irrelevanty.
Vancy. With C. With C better. Irrelevancy. With CE or with CY, it's possible. Okay, any other word? Any other word? Any other word? No, guys?
This, we cannot use ness.
Relevantness. And also
It's relevance, no?
relevant.
Okay,
Relevant.
okay.
And also a typical mistake is sometimes I hear students saying unrelevant. No, it's irrelevant. Okay. All right, let me continue. If not, we won't finish. And today I really need to finish at 1 because I have the phonology 1 to 3. Let's read this text, okay? Write 17 to 24 and let's try and answer, okay? Okay, are you guys done? I see 4 people are done. Okay, guys, let's check so that that we can conclude this on time, okay? Sorry, I normally can stay longer, but today I happen to have this phonology course because I was terribly sick on Thursday due to the vaccine. I had very bad side effects. So I didn't have the class with them on Thursday and we changed it to Saturday. All right, so part 3, okay, 17. Awareness. 18, apparently. 19, perceptive. Number 20, irrelevant. Number 21, participants with S, participants. Number 22, decisive. Spelling is D-E-C-I-S-I-V-E, decisive. Let me put it on the chat just in case. It's on the chat, okay? Number 23, conclusions. And number 24, confidently. Okay. So we had, oops. We had 1, 2, 3, 4,
Teacher,
5.
it could not be more confident.
Confidence. Are more considered and the person behaves more.
No, because it's an adverb.
When you describe how a person behaves, it's an adverb, not an adjective.
Could you repeat that, Miss?
Yes, when you describe how something happens, you use an adverb. In this case, you're describing how the person behaves.
Behavior, right.
Whenever you describe an action, it's an adverb.
It's an adverb, yes.
An adjective is if you describe only the person. But here you're describing the behavior, so it's an adverb. Okay. So quickly, how many out of 8? Armando.
5.
5 out of 8. Letty.
Yes.
7.
7. Oh, excellent. Areli.
7.
Excellent too. Mildred.
Sorry, what was the answers?
How many? Oh, okay.
On number 17, 18, and 19, I didn't.
17, 18, 19. Number 1, awareness. In apparently.
Yes.
Perceptive.
Okay. Well, I got all correct.
All correct. Wow, congratulations.
Yeah, thank you.
Bere.
6, Miss.
6. Okay, very good too, Bere. Alma. Alma?
Yeah, 8.
8. Wow, congratulations, Alma. Armando, you said Constanza?
Again, 4, teacher.
4. Okay, we need to work on these activities, Constanza. Daniel?
7.
Very good, Daniel. Ismael? Ismael, are you there? Okay, so maybe you're having issues. I don't know. Okay, I believe you did better in this one, okay? Because it helps to check the vocabulary before. Now you have a better idea, I believe, with what we check. Let me just send you the lists so you study, okay? All right, and next class, we continue, okay? We will continue now on with the fourth part, again, practicing before. And then I'm going to start with the suggestions and reading, okay? All right, guys, thanks a lot for being here. And I'll be seeing you next Saturday, okay?
Thank you, teacher.